Hey guys, this is the PrinceofMacedon, and I'm doing a commentary video for Men of War. This is a multiplayer battle. I command the Germans, and my opponent is Attilio00 in command of the Americans. Alright, you can see right here I'm repairing one of my tanks. That's a Panzer IV G variant, and I'm also sneaking up a rocket launcher man to my right. And here I just rolled out a Tiger tank, and I'm going to remove that to my right flank as well. And let me tell you what you missed. Here's the major armored action. I destroyed an M3A1 half-track and an M36 Slugger as well. But my opponent, on the other hand, destroyed two of my Panzer IVs, and he also destroyed my Puma. So I am losing right now, big time. You can see that on the top right on the scoreboard. And here is my rocket launcher. I'm trying to sneak him up to destroy that Sherman tank right there. And you can also see my opponent's M36 Slugger right there, but that thing has been put out of action by my Puma towards the beginning of the battle. Anyways, another thing that you missed is there was a whole lot of infantry fighting going on in the first 5 minutes. Like, when you look at the results later, you'll see how much infantry was involved in terms of casualties. Here's my Tiger tank. I'm moving him up here, and I'm not too worried about that Sherman tank. I'm going to engage it frontally, and my first shot takes out that Sherman. So I wasn't too worried about that Sherman tank. The Slugger would have been a bigger deal, but it's a good thing my Puma took it out. Alright, so I got some infantry right here. That is an SMG infantry squad. And they are going at it with my opponent's infantry as well. But my guys are backed by the Tiger tank. Unfortunately, I lost my SMG squad. Okay, so I'm going to roll out another Tiger tank here. So now my Tiger has a Tiger companion. Alright, finally I repaired my Panzer IV right there. That's the one of the tanks I lost at the beginning of the battle. And I believe I lost that one to an M5 artillery piece. I can't remember exactly, but that's probably why that thing was wrecked in the first place. Alright, here my opponent rolled out a T-29, and you see that he destroyed the hull of my first Tiger tank. So now that my opponent has brought out the big guns, the T-29 that is, I'm gonna have to play it a lot more cautiously now. So I'm going to inch up my second Tiger tank up this way, slowly but surely. I want to make sure that hill obscures my opponent's field of fire before I engage it with my Tiger tank. The T-29 was actually designed to battle such German tanks as the Tiger and Panther, but it never saw action in the war. So here's my Tiger tank. I'm going to move it up very slowly. And right here is my Puma. I built a second one here. And I'm going to use my Puma to outflank the T-29. Because 1-on-1, I don't have too much faith in my Tiger tank. Like, it's almost equal, but I would give the edge to the T-29. So I'm going to give my Tiger tank some support here. So let's move up this way. And you can see I'm still out of range of my opponent's field of fire because that hill is obstructing the view. And it looks like my Tiger tank is shooting at, I guess, some infantry units right now. It's got a very sweet sound here. And you can always zoom in on your units, but the reason I play with the overhead is because it's easier for me, the commander, to see the entire battlefield. Alright, my opponent's moving his T-29 around. And for some reason my Tiger tank switched to an HE round. That's probably because there was infantry in front of me, so I had to manually switch it back to the AP round. Alright, so I moved up a little bit more, but the T-29 is still out of range. Alright, there, boom, he fired his first shot at the T-29. So the Tiger versus T-29 duel has begun, but I am not going to make that a 1-on-1 duel. I'm going to make it a 2-on-1 duel. So it's not really much of a duel now. So here gets my Puma. And I'm going to maneuver around to the flanks of that beast right there. And there I damage its track. I really wanted to do more than that with the first shot, but I'm going to keep maneuvering around here. And finally I crushed its hull. So that was a very good shot for my Puma. Alright, I'm going to gun down the tank crew right there. I don't want them repairing that tank. And there I lost my Puma because my opponent had two units of Sherman tanks back there. I remember the Germans used a similar tactic towards the late part of the war where they would leave a Tiger tank in the open, and if the Americans or whoever tried to outflank it, then they would have to come across a hidden Stug unit. and that was the way the Germans prevented enemy armor from outflanking their Tiger tank. That was at least one account that I read from an after-action report from the Allies. Okay, so here's my Panzer IV tank. That's the one I repaired at the beginning. And yeah, towards that windmill, that's where all the action's taking place, and that's where all the infantry action took place as well. And speaking of which, some of the enemy infantry has appeared, and also at the same time, I lost my Panzer IV, and that's the one I repaired at the beginning. So it's kind of unfortunate, but that's okay. I have another Panzer IV right behind it. And with that Panzer IV, I'm providing some support for my left flank here. I'm gonna call forth some German riflemen here. So let's move the riflemen up here, and here's my Tiger tank. I got two of them now. So they're going to complement each other. And look at that, I destroyed my opponent's M5 artillery piece, and it was hidden right there in the bushes. Right there is the back of it. And at the beginning of the battle, that was being towed by an M3A1 half-track, and I destroyed the M3A1 half-track, but my opponent deployed the artillery piece right there in the bushes. And here's my German riflemen. I'm going to show you close-ups of their helmets. And look at that, my guy went to the building, and he found a ranger hidden inside. And so they executed that ranger. And something went off right next to my rifleman. Luckily, the building was in the way. And there's some more American infantry. And I'm going to stay on the other side of that building right there. So I'm going to move my guys closer. I do want to engage them, because I don't want those guys leering on my left flank like that. And I guess my guys tossed a grenade at them automatically, and they destroyed those rangers right there. And right there's my Panzer IV. I haven't hit it in the bushes. I'm going to have him face that way, because that's where I think the enemy is coming from now. And here's another squad of riflemen. I prefer using the SMG, just because they're automatic weapons. They there's a higher rate of firepower coming from their guns. But yeah, I'm gonna use the riflemen here. They look cool. I like their gray uniforms, the field gray uniforms. I'm gonna get them in the bushes here. And I was thinking that there would be troops up there, but I never saw any troops. And I got some guys guarding that little hut there. And I'm gonna move one of my riflemen on top of there, and this will provide a better observation for my army. I mean, easily my opponent could shoot him if he had a sniper or something, but at this late stage in the battle, I'm not too worried about that right now. And as you can see, I do have a lead in the score now. I was losing for the longest time, but at some point in this battle, I caught up to my opponent and managed to take the lead from him. Alright, so there's a minute and a half left. I'm gonna move my Tiger tank that way, or at least move his turret that way. Because you can see how slow the turret turns. It'd be very unfortunate if my opponent popped the tank out there and my turret was still turning. Alright, so here is one of my riflemen, and I'm gonna show you another close-up here. Well, I guess a close-up of the building. And now I'm going to take my my rifleman right here, and I'm going to look for better weapons, and I'm going to take a look at those rangers right there. With that eye, you can check out the inventory of any unit on the battlefield. So here's my dude. I'm going to crawl over there just in case there's more rangers. Now I'm going to look through their pockets, and I'm going to take his helmet, and I'm also going to take his dynamite and grenades too. And I would have taken the ranger's gun too, but here my opponent pops out another tank here in the last 30 seconds, and that's another Sherman tank. So he's going to come forward a little bit, and my Panzer IV is going to destroy the hull on that Sherman. Alright, so there's like 20 seconds left, and right there's the crew of that Sherman tank. I was going to try to bushwhack him, but you can see that the timer's running out. And I could have thrown my grenades at them, but you can see that my opponent has some troops firing across the street right there from the bushes. So I'm going to concentrate on them first and then toss my grenades. And there the battle ends. And if you look at the results, you can see how much infantry was involved. Anyways, good game to my opponent.